Hello, everybody. Hello. It's good to be back. Now, as always, I am like thoroughly disorganized when I first start. So just bear with me 2 seconds while I pull up on the screen so that I can actually see the conversation, because that's a good idea. I've got a new microphone thing. Uh, no idea if it's working, so I'm hoping it is. So first of all, can you tell me? Can you hear me? Because if not, I'll have to switch to a different microphone. And just see what happens. So let's have a look. I'm going to move the chat out so I don't have to keep looking down, and then hopefully that will all be sorted then. There we go. Oh, good. So Mr. J has just told me that the microphone is working fine. That makes me very happy. So actually, I need to tell you, this microphone was my birthday present from Mr. J last year. But last year became a bit of a washout for us for reasons that I will tell you about in a minute. But first of all, as you arrive, can I ask you to just pop down where in the world you are? So we don't want your address. We just want which country you're in, or if you're in America or Australia, which state you're in, and also what your weather's doing. So that would be great, because then we can just sort of have a quick snapshot of around the world of what the weather is doing. And I can tell you here, it is, she says, looking outside, it is blue skies with white fluffy clouds and sunshine, and it looks like it's beautiful out there. But when you go out, my goodness, that wind is cold. It is bitterly cold. And I have to put my glasses on to see the comments because the writing's too small. But my glasses are, well, I've broken them. So they're now held together with a bit sticky plaster. It's always glamorous. I do have different glasses, but for reading the computer, this is the easiest. So let's have a look. Rebecca says happy Easter. Countryman loud and clear. Liz, yes, you can hear me. Good. So Brit says Brit says they're in Sweden. Rebecca's in Germany. We've got HPLM16 in Devon. Sassy Daisy is also in Devon. Hello. The Irish countryman says Donegal Island, sunny now, still cold though, and windy. Yep. Peter says happy Easter to you and your family. Thank you very much, and to yours. In fact, to everybody, happy Easter if you are celebrating Easter. I hope you have a good one. Yes. So let's just. Cecily Daisy is my daughter, hence having the same surname. So, hello. Anna's here. Hi, Anna. Hello and happy Easter from windy Northumberland. So I think that covers it, doesn't it? Devon, currently sunny, but it's been wet on and off. Northampton, so windy. Yeah, do you know what? It has. The wind has been really cold. It has been serious. Here I am moaning about the weather, but you've missed this. Hi from a rainy Pennsylvania in the States. Hello. So I've got a list of things I'm going to work through. So if you see me looking down here, it's because I'm looking at my list. In fact, I'm going to get my pen. So who remembers pens like this with different colours on them? So years ago, and it was years ago now, I asked Mr. J for one of these. He bought me one for Christmas after the big spenders, but I was so excited to get it. There were other things as well, but this I have used on a daily basis for a very long time, and the ink is running out in many of the colours. So, but it does mean I can tick off when I have told you about things. So, Cecily Daisy is saying we still use them, and grandson uses them for school. Yeah. So there we go. Right. So I just thought I would. I thought a little bit. I might ought to cover about where I have been for, because I've kind of been. I'm not going to say I've been completely absent, but I've been mostly absent from YouTube for a year or so. And I did put out a few videos last year, but not very many. And that is because actually over the year, I was getting progressively more poorly, culminating with having all I can say is a pretty rotten December and January. Um, we I slowed right down. I became more and more ill. And then I went to the doctors and said, something's not right. And they did tests and things. And they said, oh, your blood pressure is dangerously high. Have these blood pressure tablets. Don't wait till tomorrow to collect your prescription. Get them today. They tested to see if I'd had a stroke, which I haven't, thankfully. But I was not in a good place physically. So I started taking the tablets in the middle of December. And at the same time, they said, you must lose weight, which I kind of got. I got really big. The less I was doing, the less I felt like doing it. And, I was putting on more and more weight. So I started my diet the week before Christmas, which I'm going to say was tough, but actually it wasn't. I mean, I was so keen on getting healthy again that it was actually quite easy. However, those tablets actually made me feel more poorly than I had felt before. And I ended up with the doctor saying to me, you need to go to hospital now because we think you could be having a cardiac event. So that was the middle of January. And it wasn't a cardiac event at all. And I came back to GP and said, do you know what? I think that I am reacting to these tablets, to something in the tablets. So they changed the type of tablet, still a blood pressure tablet, but a different talk. And all those symptoms I was having, of pains in my chest and everything, just disappeared within a couple of days. Well, no, within about 5 days. So once I got some of the older tablets out of my system, I started feeling good again. So phew. So it's been a bit up and down. I have been losing weight, so that's just going to be an ongoing thing for the next however long it takes. I'm not doing anything drastic. I'm not taking any tablets. I'm doing it in the good old-fashioned, just eat less and eat more sensibly way of doing things. And it looks like the blood pressure tablets are doing their thing, and blood pressure is back to where it should be. And so for probably the last 6 weeks, I've started feeling really very good again. In fact, better than I have in years. And I probably feel, since I got my blood pressure sorted out, I probably feel about 15 years younger, healthier and happier than I did for the whole of last year. So hooray! In some ways, it's a shame that it got to a crisis, but now it's been sorted. Oh, I feel great. So back to making videos, back out in the garden, back to having a zest for life again. Hurrah, hurrah, all those good things. So right, so that's where I've been. I have been being poorly, but I am now very definitely back in the land of creating videos and doing stuff. So my plan for this year is to put out a video weekly. I've done pretty well. I've done about 8 in a row now, which I'm very happy with. And I'll carry on writing. So I write a fortnightly column for Amateur Gardening magazine, which is the world's oldest gardening magazine. And I am so thrilled to have been asked to write for that. So I've been writing for that for over 2 years now. And I write about different flowering plants each time. So it's on a theme usually. So it might be about what you could plant at this time of year, what to sow, could be a theme of a colour. I've done themes around the Winter Olympics and the football last year. And I did all ball-shaped flowers for that. So, so there's all sorts of themes. Anyway, if you like gardening magazines, I will just do a gentle, unpaid plug for Amateur Gardening magazine. It's out fortnightly. And then once a month-ish, I have an hour slot, an hour advice hour. I have an advice hour, a gardening advice hour on BBC Radio Wales, and that isn't on a fixed day each month, but it does work out at about once a month, and I really enjoy that. I go into the studios. It's an absolute scream. We have a real laugh when I'm in there. and it's great fun. And I take calls and people's questions live. So they will 99% of them are live. Occasionally, the one will come in during a song, and they'll just say to me, "You have to answer this," and it's like, yes, but basically, I'm answering listeners in real time, and that's very much like doing a live chat in some ways. Right, so let's have a quick look. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you for missing me. That was kind of you. You do look to be more of yourself again, your usual self. Thank you. Lovely to have you back. All nice comments. Thank you. Hello, Katie. Thank you for joining us. So you're in Washington, and it's 6 a.m. So it's still dark out. So Washington State. So that's Pacific Northwest, I think, which has, I think, a really similar climate to us here. Excuse me. What was the other the other thing is, I've noticed that this week it is, I can't believe how quickly time's gone. It's 3 years since The Seasoned Gardener was published. It's like I've blinked and that time has gone. I am so surprised at how quickly that time goes. So I will be doing some stuff about that on social media. I might do a giveaway. I might give away a copy of it as a bit of a celebration. Shall I do that? Is that a good idea? She says, picking up her pen to make a note. Hang on, because if I don't make a note of it, I'll have forgotten by the time we get to the end of this video. So, an ecocentric homestead's here. Hello, hiya. Would you like to share where you are and what your weather is doing? That's what I'm asking people to do as they arrive. So let's talk about my garden plan for this year. Well, my first plan is to grow more food. So last year, I actually didn't do very much in the garden last year. I didn't grow very much. I didn't tend to it very much. I planted some potatoes in the polytunnel early in the year, which I think I made a video about. And when it came to harvesting them, I started harvesting, and I thought, God, that's a really noisy thing going on. What's going on here? Well, it turned out a swarm of pretty cross wasps had decided to make a nest in the ground at the end of the potato bed. And I think you'll know how I feel about flying insects getting stuck in my hair and things. So I actually didn't harvest the rest of those potatoes because they got really, really snarky, those wasps. I think they just got too hot because it's quite hot in the polytunnel, and as the summer went on, they got crosser and crosser. Anyway, they're gone now. Hurrah! So I will be growing some stuff in the polytunnel again, but I'm quietly getting beds sorted outside. And this year, I'm very much going to be sharing just how slow it can all be. It is only me. Mr. J will help move heavy stuff. He doesn't like weeding. I mean, not because he doesn't like weeding, but he doesn't like weeding because he can't differentiate between what's a weed and what isn't, because it's not his interest. Gardening is not his thing; it's my thing. So I can only do so much at a time. I'm not going to bust a gut. I'm not going to get a team of people in to help me. It's just going to be me plodding my way through the weeds in the garden and bringing you along with me. So if you're going to be happy watching sort of not quite real time, because obviously I haven't got it on live stream all the time, but it will be real time in as this is what I've done this week, or this is what I'm doing. I'm kind of not doing very much up there in between the videos because I've got other things to do. So I don't spend all day every day out in the garden. I don't do lots of stuff out there. So it's a bit at a time, and I'll take you with me as I do that. I can see comments here. Ecocentric homestead service there in Newfoundland, Canada. They've got 50 centimetres, which is hang on. Amazing the things we have on our desk, isn't it? 20 inches of snow. Excuse me. And so I'm now reading comments. So you get that awkward moment of silence while I just. Oh, a friend's wife weeded all his carrot seedlings last year. Yeah, and that's what can happen. And people are trying to help, trying to be helpful, but don't necessarily know. And I do it with stuff here and stuff that Mr. J has got all set up, and I kind of go in and move things around, and he'll kind of go, helpful not. So, Rebecca says, I feel for you. I had someone in to help me weed, supposedly a seasoned gardener. I lost all my perennials. Yeah, you see, it happens. It absolutely happens. And I think I'm probably a little bit too much of a control freak to want to really let people loose in my garden. So anyway, so that's the plan. I'm going to grow more food. I'm also going to propagate more plants. I'm going to create lots of new plants. And I wondered whether you want me to do a workshop on some of those. So I could actually do the equivalent of a live chat, and you can actually then just see me doing the propagating techniques, and just do that as a live on an online workshop. I thought that might be quite good fun to look at some of the different techniques. I'm going to help my daughter in her garden because I'm really excited. She's just setting up her garden. It's looking so good. So I made a video from there about 16 months ago, when I tidied up her greenhouse for her. And she's now creating, I'm so proud, she's creating an absolutely beautiful garden, raised bed garden with wood chip pathways. It will all look very familiar to you. But she's doing it and it's great. So I thought I would go down every now and then and help her do some of that. So Rebecca says she'd love that. I'm not really very experienced at anything but seed saving. Yes, it's we all learn stuff all the time. I mean that's the thing. So I'm just saying, Irish country. Is that Irish country? Is that Anya? So you're going to tell me in a minute if I've got your name right, or if in fact you're somebody else and I'm. When you think you know who somebody is from their username, you're not sure. So I'm just going to skip back. Wendy says it's awesome here in Victoria, Australia, and the weather is cooling down. Hello, Wendy. Thank you for joining us. And Faultview Farm. Hi, everyone. I'm home alone today. So with this live, I now company in the west of Ireland. Hello. So what's the weather like in the west of Ireland? Because we're all kind of saying it's pretty blowy. So, it is on you. Good. Hello. I thought, shall I say hello? And then I thought, no, let's just check I've got the right name. So, yes, I'm going to help my daughter. If it's all right with her, I will take my camera down with me as well, and we'll film a little bit of that because it's actually quite interesting, I think, to see how different people set up their gardens from scratch. In theory, it's all the same sort of thing, but then there are going to be slight differences and nuances. And well, she's just said we can film, so we can go nose there, which is brilliant. And the other thing I want to try and do, not that there's much I'm trying to do this year, is I want to finish creating the back garden. I mean, gardens are never finished. I realise that, but I want to finish putting the beds in the back garden and creating the pathways, so that I've actually got its layout, and then I can really stuff it full of plants, the ones that I'll be propagating, and create a really nice garden out there. So my theme for the back garden is it's a white garden, she says, having put quite a lot of pink plants in it and apricots, and then pale. No, it's pale. It's mostly white. It's whites and creams with then some pastel colours. That's it. It's a pastel garden. That's a better name. So what I would like to know from you, if you don't mind, is to share 1, 2, or 3 goals for your garden this year for each of you. And that would be great. That would be absolutely great to know. Where are we? It's Red. Now, Red, is that Nicola? here we go. Can you see how long it's going to take me to remember everybody's usernames and identify? It's going to take me forever. And then she's going to say, no, it's not in a minute. And I'll be really embarrassed. But yes. So come on, let's. Jan. Hello, Jan. Okay, I'm going to have to learn. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with names. So the fact that I do get to remember some names is good. It's good. But you might need to tell me several times. There was one woman who lived in Holland. Then she lived in, maybe she came from Holland. She lived in Scotland. And I ended up writing on a sticky note thing and sticking it onto my laptop so that I could learn her name. But I will do that if I need to. So, so just happy you got it correct in my signed book. Oh, well, I'm pretty good if I'm told to write something. Right, now then, let's have a little look. Tony is saying, his is to grow enough surplus to give away something every week of the year from May to September. That'd be fantastic. That's really nice. Mommy is saying, hello, Liz. Hello. I'm just going to finish building my chicken run. She's getting bees. Set up the inside of my new polycarbonate tunnel. How exciting. I think polycarbonate tunnels might actually be the way to go, the way for the future. Because our wind, not my personal wind, not going to pass comments on that, but the wind in the garden, the storms are getting more frequent. It is windier and wetter. And everybody I know who's got a polycarbonate tunnel have the most amazing growing spaces, amazing crops. So I'm putting in raised beds, big planters, getting rid of grass and bark chipping it. Yay, can't eat the grass. My goals this year is to get my beds built and filled and growing from 2. Growing from 2. I'd also like to plant bulbs later this year for next spring. My main goal, I'm just reading out now. My main goal this year is to grow more of what's expensive to get at the store, mainly tomatoes and green leafy veg, since we eat lots of those all the time. Tony's saying he doesn't know whether it's personal wind because I do grow a lot of sprouts. Not only do I grow them, I eat them. One of my favourite things is when I'm cooking sprouts is to cook extra. So I've got some for the next morning. And then to heat those up in a pan with some bacon, crack an egg over the top. I know it sounds disgusting, but sprouts bacon with like a scrambled egg is absolutely fantastic. It's, breakfast bubble and squeak. Certainly makes you squeak. Rebecca says also slowly getting back to make videos. But rain and windy, setting the garden back a bit. Yes, it's been incredibly wet, hasn't it? Katie saying, hello Liz, managed to get my onion sets done between the rain and the sunny spells. Excellent. April, I'm going to assume that is your first name. So hello, I have a question about rhubarb. I put a plant in a wine barrel planter, but it means it doesn't have a lot of room to grow. Should I transplant it to a raised bed or in the ground? Well, no, it depends how big your wine barrel planter is, because I think once a rhubarb plant gets to maybe 2 feet across, 24 inches, 60 to 70 centimeters across, 60 to 65, something like that, it probably is ready to be divided anyway. I know people grow them till they're huge, but you could take a piece off it. So it might be, I would leave it in there until it's almost touching the sides. If you are feeding the soil in that wine barrel planter should be all right for 3 to 5 years, I would have thought. Marv says, hi, hello, thank you for joining us. Hi, have you tried growing any tropical plants such as ginger or turmeric before? I'm trying both this year. Okay, so yes, I've tried ginger, not turmeric because I don't like it and we don't use it in cooking. I haven't got anything against it. It doesn't like me. I have tried growing ginger and I soaked it. It was some shop bought ginger, so a piece of root. Soaked it for a day or two first. I can't remember how long I soaked it for. Maybe it was just a day. To try and get any spray that they put on it, because they put a growth inhibitor on it to stop it spraying everywhere in the shops. So the best way to get would be to get organic if you can. But I soaked it and it grew a sprout about a shoot about a couple of inches long. And then I don't know, it might have been a very hot summer or something, but somebody in our house forgot to look after it, forgot to water it, and so it just dried up and died. So I've managed to get it to start growing. But what I have got growing, I'm going to have to ask Mr. J for some help. Mr. J? Oh, if he's watching, can you come down and help? If he's not, I'll have to shout again in a minute. Oh, I could even text him. Excuse me a minute. Isn't it great? Rather than yelling upstairs. Yeah, I've messaged him now, and then hopefully he'll come out. But I have got something growing I do want to show you. So please do let me know how you're getting on with your ginger so far, and how big has it got. Scrolling back to read things. So that, yes, I've asked about the tropical plants. So yes, so I've tried ginger. I might give that another go this year. Anna says I'm going to use less compost by trying out seed beds outside. Absolutely, why not? If you've got a sheet of plastic or polycarbonate that you can put over, or even some black plastic to warm the soil beforehand, but you could almost make like a little mini cold frame, just from what we used in the past. I've used painter glass, an old window. I'm going to ask him to help me. He's coming down the stairs. Can I ask a favour? Above the kitchen sink, there's a little white vase with a thing growing in it. It's got water in it, so you need to be a bit careful not to. He's gone to get a thing for me. A thing. That's a technical term, obviously. I've got a chair here in case he wants to join me. He might not. He might be busy. Thank you. Right. So here I have a thing. Look, I don't know whether this is in focus or not, but I don't really want to hold it over my computer too much. But I have a thing growing here, and this is. Let me lift it carefully. So this is. Look at the root on that. I am so happy. This is an avocado. So I had these little vases for hyacinth bulbs, and I actually started this avocado off by pushing 3 cocktail sticks in it and sort of suspending it over a glass of water. But as soon as this vase became available, I transferred it to there, and it has now started growing. So the only reason it doesn't have a leaf on it is it's busy growing the leaf. So this is an initial shoot coming up, what would literally just be coming up out of the ground. Leaves will come at a later moment. Let me put that somewhere where it's not going to hit the electrics. Oh, you can put it back. Even better. There's a disembodied hand just coming around the door. Oh, you can see that. I can't really see what you can see. I'm very carefully covered up the screen, so I don't get put off by me talking at myself. There you go. Disappearing off upstairs again. Yeah. Thank you. That's that. There we go. Right, so here we go again. Breakfast sounds delicious. So that was the Brussels sprouts, bacon, and egg, all mushed in together. Tony says he's got 2 very large crowns of rhubarb in half an IBC. Quite happy. So is that 2 very large crowns? Oh, it's half IBC that he's cut in half. So it's like the top and the bottom. He's put them side by side and filled them. I've got to say, as raised bed go, they've been so productive. So I've seen Tony's garden on several occasions, and it's absolutely great. And Anastasia says hello, hiya. Jan says totally off topic, but quite seasonal. Cadbury's eggs. Cadbury's Easter egg shells are now awful. Terrible chocolate now they've changed the recipe. So yes, anybody outside the UK and Ireland won't know about Cadbury's chocolate used to be wonderful. And even their bars are now called dairy milk because they don't have enough chocolate in them to be called chocolate, and they've got a lot of palm oil in them, so they've got a very different texture as well. So that's how grizzle about chocolate. I'm not having chocolate anyway. I have Mr. J very kindly has a drawer with chocolate and sweets in it, and I on a daily basis say, could I have 2 jelly sweets, please? Or can I have 2 squares of chocolate? And it's just enough to stave off the, I want something lovely. Britt says, this year I want to get better at controlling snails and rats so I get a good amount of food. Okay, well, I'm going to be doing a video about what I'm doing to keep on top of snails. Rat issue, I think it's such a difficult one. I mean, I have voles that eat everything, as you know. There's rats that eat potatoes. Voles like to eat all the beetroot. And the thing is, once you make a nice home for wildlife out there, you're going to get pests for us. Food for other things. So Rebecca says she's grown organic ginger from the shop and it did really well, but it's something that's not top priority because you can get it quite easily at the shop, cheaply at the shops. Katie says starting larger raised beds this year. Only had 2 small beds with herbs last year. I have to do containers due to contaminated soil. I've got a couple of years before I retire to get it all set up. Cecily's saying, is that an avocado? Yes, Cecily, that was an avocado pip. So it was literally just an avocado that I bought at the shop and eaten the avocado and kept the pip. I will see if I can start another one off for you. They grow into huge plants as indoor plants. They have really big, the leaves can get really big, like up to a foot long sort of thing. Probably not in my little cottage with not very much light in it. If you have like a great big conservatory or a great big setting room on the side of your house or something, that might work. John says my avocado seeds are a year old now and about a foot high and half a dozen leaves. Excellent. She doesn't even like avocados. Thing about I think they just make really nice house plants because they're kind of just quite big and robust. So Tony's saying, is my little plant destined for polytunnel? So no, the avocado is destined to be a house plant. So MRK BRD says, I'm worried with everything going on in the world and want to grow more of my own food. Yep. I have a small garden, but we have 7 beds in total. What would you recommend growing to help with food security? Okay, so I am doing a series at the moment of videos. So if you want to go and have a look at my last couple of videos, one explains why I want to be growing more and I start sowing things. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be showing you what I'm growing. I've also got on the most recent video, at the end of it, I linked through, hopefully I linked through, I've got a video that says how much to grow for self-sufficiency. And it shows you how you can work out how much of anything you would need to grow, but does things like explains you don't need to grow. If you use an onion every day, you don't need to grow 365 onions because it will tell you all the other things that you could be growing instead. Things that you don't, so you don't have to store so much. Things that you can harvest in the winter as an alternative and things like that. So, and it is a really good video. I kind of probably not going to worry about going right through it now. But what I will do is after this live chat, I will leave a link to it on the YouTube community tab so that it's there and you can click on that and just watch that if you want to. Becca says, rats are so annoying. I now make sure my dog goes all over the garden and shed at least once a week, and it's helped. I got up this morning to find that I had been left a present in the middle of the kitchen floor. And I am so proud of those two cats. It's the first time that they've actually caught a decent sized rat. They've brought in babies before now, but it was quite a good one. And so I'm hoping if they could do that on a really regular basis, keep them under control a bit. That would be great. Failing that, we'll have to ven trap them, not the cats, the rats. So, good morning. On the ground, you're saying morning. I'm guessing you're in the States. Do you want to tell us where? So this is NR Stooge. It says morning all. So you want to tell us where you are and what your weather is doing. And likewise, Joanne, could you say which part of the world you're in? So we don't need an address. We just look at which country you're in, or if you're in America or Australia, which state you're in, and what the weather's doing. Oh, Aya, sunny today after 3 days of rain. Yes, we've had a storm over the weekend. That's it. So, if anybody in the UK and Ireland, how are you doing in terms of storm damage? Does everything look okay? I have seen some photographs of trees having come down. I haven't been outside very far I've literally been out to the back garden this morning to let the chickens out of their house. It was very windy and very chilly, and I just went, no, I'm going to go back inside now. And once the wind has calmed down a bit, I'm looking outside and the trees are I like this. So it's obviously still really windy out there. But once it stopped being so windy, I will then go and do an inspection to see if there's any damage. Fingers crossed that there isn't, because I feel like we've had our damage worth for the last year or two. So I'm going to go back to my list and let me have a little look and see what else. So the other question I wanted to ask you, so just for a bit of feedback here, would you like me to come back to regular live chats? And by regular, I mean as much as I can weekly, because I think they're quite good fun. So I'm feeling up to it now. So that would be a good thing. I'd be happy to do. Excuse me. And the second question is then, would you like me to do, hi Steffi, would you like me to do live chats and have some guests on so that it would be me and someone else? So I'm sure I could ask Niall and I'll probably ask Hugh. I've got I have a few gardening YouTube friends who might be happy to come and do a live chat with me. So I wouldn't necessarily be sitting with me. There might be two screens on the go, so they might be at theirs and I might be here. But we can do that. Have the technology, so that should work. So it's going to look back. You're going to get them pause for a minute. So Joanna says she went to check on seasons this morning. Everything is fine. Ceci says she's lost the roof of the chicken shed again, despite it being screwed down. The trees seem to have survived. Excellent. Last really big storm there was, my daughter lost a fairly large tree in the garden, and all I could do was go, oh look, all that wood chip. I could think firewood and wood chip. Trees coming down is a nuisance, but to me, they're, they're like it's like free resources. Um, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. Rebecca's saying yes, please. April says I'm in Virginia in the States. It's cloudy and should rain soon. I planted a semi-dwarf cherry yesterday. I'm hoping Mother Nature will water it in. I think it's still worth going out and watering them in because the large volume of water sort of washes the soil against the roots so that you make sure there's really good contact. So Steffi's saying she's late. You're not late, Steffi. I'm still chatting. You know how long once I get going. It's like light the blue touch paper and just off I go. So not fireworks, just chatter. Hello, Susie. Susie's from Iowa too. 5 inches of rain over 2 days. We have times a bit like that. So, Cecily says yes to live chats and guests too. Sounds fab. Do you know what? Actually, one day perhaps we will have Cecily as a guest as well. That might be a bit too much. It might be too much Zorab in one go, but we can, I'll talk to her about it and see if that would be something she'd be happy to do. Rebecca says, "Oh, thank you, Rebecca." She says she missed chatting with me, so that's brilliant. Yes. Okay, so Anna says yes to guess. Not seen Erica in ages. So I messaged Erica the other day after I put her in a video. People sort of said to me, "Where is Erica? Is she all right?" So I messaged her. Now Erica lives really close by to me. Like not cup of tea, walk down the road with a cup of tea in my hand, but we only live about 25 minutes drive from each other, and we have been really terrible about visiting each other. And both went, yep, you must do that, and we still didn't fix up a time. I'll try and fix something up this week, but it might be quite good fun for Erica to come over and have a chat. Mark says, sorry, I'm being lazy. Have you done any videos on vertical gardening? No, I haven't done any videos on vertical gardening. Perhaps I should. But I certainly have. I mean, the only ones I've done is talking about growing beans vertically, but not putting things in pallets or anything like the green stalk containers or any of those things. So no, I haven't done any of that yet. So Sassy's saying she has no information to share. You don't have to share information. So you can just sit and hold my hand to keep me company. So Sassy said there would be little speech and a lot of hysterical laughing. Well, yes, that tends to be. So those who've only joined in the last few minutes, I've asked several questions. One of those has been, what are your garden plans for this year? So if you could share, something that you're planning to do in your garden, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're planning to do less, but if you're planning to do less as well, that would be something to know. Would you like me to do a propagation workshop online, sort of literally a live workshop, so that you would see me not being able to break plants apart, or you can see me taking cuttings and things and do that as a live workshop. Did I ask any other questions? No, that might have been it, having asked you where you are. So he's saying I really want a green stalk, but they don't seem to ship to the UK. Yes, there are other brands here that are the same. I'm not convinced that, so this is a personal thing. I'm not convinced that a container that is that small is going to hold sufficient water in our very blowy, windy, drying atmosphere. I realise that air is very moist, but when it gets windy, it dries out plants quite quickly. So what I would really should have to do is give one a go to be proved wrong, really. So Tony, thank you for answering questions, particularly about things like chilies. Tony says, would vertical gardens stay vertical on my site? No, they wouldn't. They'd have to be anchored down and anchored from the top. Susie says, I've switched from in-ground to container gardening this year. As soon as in-ground was getting to be too much. So Peter says, love your videos, Liz, very informative. Thank you. Gives me great enthusiasm to get out there and garden. Oh, thank you so much. I do try and I just try and share what I'm doing, really, and very happy to say, oh, look at this new thing I learnt. I get excited when I learn new things, so I can't often want to share those. And you know, it's just, it is, I guess, it's just one of those things. It's like it allows me to go, oh, look at this thing, and I've learnt a lot over the 9 years I've been doing YouTube. I've learnt a lot about I've learnt a lot about YouTube. I've learnt a lot about gardening. I've learnt a lot about me and how much patience I have or don't have with creating things, with doing stuff outside. I have an awful lot of videos that I filmed and then never edited because I get frustrated with the editing process. And I would like to produce these really visually beautiful, interesting videos that are just amazing and have no flaws, but I don't have the patience to do that. I kind of want to put them together and then I just want to share it, and then it's like so I don't really have the patience for the very beautiful post-production stuff. Enstitch says, just set the brassica seedlings outside for a bit to enjoy the sunlight and cool weather. So I have, in the last week or so, planted masses of brassica seedlings inside. I do this every year. The ones I planted in my video the week before last have come up. They're short, they're very dark, they look really strong and healthy. The ones I've planted inside with our tiny little cottage windows are leggy, a bit pale, don't look great. So they are going to get moved outside where they can toughen up a bit. Every year I do this and I think, I must just actually remember just to start them off outside because the light is so much better out there and it's cooler, so they don't grow so quickly. They grow steadily and nicely. So Denise is here. Hi Denise, how are you? Please, could you, I ask people as they come in, don't feel pressured. There is no pressure, but it would be lovely if you'd like to share which country you are in and what the weather's doing. Because we're getting a snapshot of what's going on around the world. So far, the answer is it's pretty windy in most places. So Fort View Farm. So what I love about your videos is that you show a true picture and everything is perfect all the time. The garden can often get on top of me. Absolutely, the garden gets on top of me as well. So I love non-polished. They're less intimidating. But you know, sometimes, so when Hugh has been here, filmed, and he produces a film, he makes it all look so beautiful, and it's like, oh my God, that garden's amazing. It's mine. How does it look so amazing? Because when I film, it doesn't look the same. But then I don't have the patience that he has for creating those videos. So hats off to people who have got the patience to do that. Sorry, I'm reading. Do you know what? Actually, if you keep saying how nice everything is, you know, how nice the films, my head will get too big and I won't get out the door. So. But thank you, I appreciate it. So I'm trying to. My eyesight is appalling. They're up on screen. So I don't know what it's like for you, but the writing's grey for people's names. It comes up in grey, and I find the contrast really bad on my screen because I'm facing a window. So it's not the light is. I don't know why I'm moaning. I'm being, I think it says, uh, Wilterfell. That's what I think it says. I might be too far away from it. It says, "Hi, love your videos. Much love from Brazil." Hello from Brazil. Which part of Brazil? She says, "Which part of Brazil are you in?" Like she would know. I know almost nothing about the geography of Brazil. I'm really sorry. I ought to. I kind of feel like I ought to know more uh, geography and more about where things are. But there we go. Uh, So Rebecca says, "You know what originally got me hooked on your videos? It seems like ages ago. Was your send off." So I used to. So for anybody who doesn't know, I used to finish every video with the same statement. Um, but it seems that YouTube then got really they penalise you if people didn't watch all of your video. They wanted you to watch all it. And what people would do is they got so used to the ending is they would click off the video before that end bit. And so actually, it became like, well, I can't really do that if people are going to disappear before the end. So, but I will do it. I'll do it today before I disappear. April says, I use dark mode so the type is white on a black background. Yeah, it's easier on the eyes. Maybe I should have done that, but I didn't. I'm looking at it actually on YouTube rather than on the streaming software. So it is, it's one of those. I think the other thing is I spent quite a long time. Actually, I did a video call with my daughter about an hour, half an hour before we started, before the live chat started, to play with the lights. Like, do I have one curtain open, two curtains open? Do I have them shut? Do I want lights on or not? So that you didn't get this kind of very washed out look, but it also wasn't too grainy from being too dark. Because I'm only using the camera that's in my laptop, nothing fancy. You get a better picture from my phone, but I haven't yet worked out how to plug my snazzy microphone, which I love very much, my snazzy microphone into the system for the microphone. I don't know how to link the two of these together, and eventually I'll work it out, and then we'll have better vision and better sound. So, well, you're both saying, people are saying about you used to like my Cheerio bit. You're going to hear it any second now because I'm kind of getting, it's nearly an hour. I'm beginning to get a bit of brain fog and I need a cup of tea. Macy need a cup of tea and that sort of thing. So I'm going to say it now and then you'll see me fumble to try and switch off the thing. So thank you so much for joining me on this live chat. I will endeavour to be here again same time next week. There will be another video out on Wednesday evening around 8 to 8:30ish, depending on how good my internet is. So you're going to have for a while a double dose. And so wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time. Bye.